Hi, I'm Officer Stephanie Conboy, Community Liaison Officer for the Prospect Heights, Illinois Police Department. Today, I would like to talk to our community about our wonderful Community Youth Outreach Program and how you can help us continue this thriving program. This program has targeted our east side of town that has a larger number of Hispanic immigrant families. These families come here and become isolated from having English as their second language, lack of formal education. You have many parents that are working all hours of the night, day, midnights, and end up with kids that become your traditional latchkey kids. The areas they live in are rundown apartments, usually 2 bedrooms, and many times we have found there are any given number of up to 10 people living in this 2 bedroom apartment. Some are family, some are renters to help the family supplement the income to be able to afford the rent. A lot of these kids come from high domestic violence, alcohol abuse, substance abuse, child abuse, sexual abuse. The area has been ridden with crime and a high gang activity. Since we began this program with two different approaches, one being zero tolerance to the gang involvement and drug selling, the other component was to form a youth outreach program. One of the programs consisted of a homework club where officers would meet kids at our library branch and help them with their homework when their parents were at work. The other component of this program is our youth field trips that we do during the summer, similar to what some other departments have done called PAC camps, police and children working together. Those programs run 1 week during the summer like a summer camp. Ours run the entire summer where we have constant interaction with our kids on this side of town. We have formed a positive relationship between law enforcement, the kids, and their families, so our younger kids can get to know us as people and know that we're not the enemy that's just out to get them or their families, that we actually would like to help them. We are in basically a fight with the gang members to get to the younger kids so we can give them more of a positive lifestyle. To give you a little bit of background, I've been a juvenile officer since 2008, a law enforcement officer since 2005. I have worked as a school resource officer in 2 different high schools. One of them had a largely predominantly Hispanic student base. Now, you might look at me and think, oh, what does this white blonde suburban girl know about the struggles of Hispanic teens? Well, our backgrounds aren't all that different. The only difference is I am a great granddaughter of an Italian immigrant. They are first-hand American children where their parents were immigrants. I had similar struggles growing up socioeconomically. I have a daughter of a single mother with a younger brother that I was taking care of by 3rd grade. My father was a high-functioning alcoholic that was not around when we were growing up. We bounced around in different crappy apartments. Some were nicer than others. The balance that we had in luck was my grandparents, my mom's parents, that helped give us some normalcy, some security, guidelines, and rules. If we didn't have my grandparents, we would not know a lifestyle to compare and to know that there's more out there for us. Life has got to get better than this. For the kids in our program, they don't have that same kind of support system. It takes a village to raise a child, and we want to give all the help that we can give. To also understand what these kids were struggling through, my aunt, who is a social worker and Hispanic, told me to read My Bloody Life, The Making of a Latin King, an autobiography written by Raimundo Sanchez. He talks heart-wrenchingly about being a Puerto Rican immigrant that came from sexual abuse, domestic violence, and growing up in Chicago after moving here when he was 5 years old. What gravitated him to becoming a Latin King member was the fallacy of love and acceptance. And as a child, not understanding that what they were using him for was to sell their drugs and do their game-by shootings. We want to stop our kids from having that sort of involvement so they can have opportunities they would otherwise not get to have. This year, we are not only working with the wonderful volunteers of our community members, but our officers volunteer their personal time to escort these kids on field trips. So this year is going to be really exciting. They are going to get a tour of Wrigley Field, the home of our beloved Chicago Cubs. Well, at least my beloved Chicago Cubs. They get to go on a science tour of Lake Michigan, which gives us our educational part. And we give a team building experience at Camp Duncan, where they do different obstacle courses and learn to trust each other as teammates. The Journal of Juvenile Justice found that the positive interaction within the community and our at-risk youth turned the attitudes and lifestyles these children around by 98%. So instead of them living by the quote of Tupac Shakur, to live by the gun and die by the gun, we are giving these kids a chance for a better future. Our program is run strictly from donations, and we are happy to take either your time or your money to help give these kids a better future. Thank you.